Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurmaira Melissa binti Mat Salahuddin and I'm from JBA 2512C, and today I'll be presenting two topics, which is Chapter 6, Time Value of Money, and Chapter 7, Working Capital Management. So without further ado, let's hit it. So what is time value of money? So time value of money is a sum of money is worth more now than the same sum of money in the future, because it has an income potential. This concept underlies that the fact that money available at this moment can be invested to comparative accrued interest or return, and thus were more than the same amount that can be received in the future. So let me put simply by words. It is a ringgit in hand today is worth than a ringgit to be received at the same time in the future. There is two types of TMV, which is future value and present value. This can be applied to single cash flow, multiple cash flow, and annuity. So single cash flow describes a one-time payment or reception that takes place at a particular moment, where multiple cash flow requires a number of cash payments or receipts that occur at various periods, sometimes with varied amounts and timings. And lastly, annuity is a series of equal payments made at regular interval over a specific period. Now, moving along to the future value. So future value is how much today money will be worth in the future. So let's take a look at the example here. So 1,000 ringgit is placed in bank saving account that offers 6 years compound interest. So how much will the money be worth at the end of the year if it kept in the account for 3 years? So 1,000 multiple 1.06 to the power of 3, and we got the amount is 1,181 ringgit 2 cents. Okay, next is present value. Present value is the reverse of future value, which is how much future money will be worth today. So now let's take a look at the example here. Shana expects to receive the following cash flow over the next 3 years. Year 1, 1,000, year 2, 1,500, and year 3, 2,000. So if the annual discount rate is 6%, what is the total present value of this cash flow? So the total present value will be amounting to 3,957 ringgit 49 cents. So there is two types of annuity, which is ordinary annuity and annuity due. So ordinary annuity usually occurs at the end of period, which is 31st December, whereas annuity due usually happens at beginning of the period, which is the 1st January of the year. Okay, now let's take a look at the example of ordinary annuity. So Adam deposit 2,000 at the end of each year into a saving account that pays 4% interest for 4 years. So what will be the future value of his saving at the end of the 4 years? So it will be amounting to 8,493. So same goes to annuity due, which is Michael expects to receive 1,000 at the beginning of each year for 3 years, and the discount rate is 7%. So it will be amounting to 2,808 ringgit. Okay, lastly we have compounding periods, which is annually only happen once a year, semi-annually you need to times twice in a year, quarterly 4 times in a year, monthly you need to times 12, and daily you have to times 360. Okay, let's move into the next chapter, which is Chapter 7, Working Capital Management. Working capital management is a day-to-day decision regarding investment in current asset and how the assets are to be financed. So it's involved like cash, marketable securities, inventory, and receivable. Let's take a look at the current asset investment policy. We have 3 here, as you guys can see. Relaxed policy, which is high current asset, low risk, high liquidity, and low profitability, where restricted policy is low current asset, high risk, low liquidity, and high profitability. And lastly, we have moderate policy, which is moderate risk, balanced liquidity, and moderate profitability. There is 3 financing strategies, which is hedging approach, conservative approach, and lastly we have aggressive approach. Okay, now let's start with first approach, which is hedging approach. So hedging approach is a long-term financing for fixed asset and permanent current asset. It is short-term financing for temporarily current asset. This strategy balances risk and return by matching the duration of asset and liabilities. Next approach is conservative approach. This policy supports fixed, permanent current, and average temporary current asset with long-term financing. This will finance all assets in long-term financing, and this has the lowest rank among these 3 approach. Lastly, we have aggressive approach. This strategy will finance all fixed asset with long-term financing, but only portion of permanent current asset will be financed in long-term. So this is the most risky, but we got more return. So understanding the time value of money and working capital management is essential for sound financial decision making. TVM helps us evaluate the worth of money over time, guiding investment, saving, and loan choices, while WCM ensure a business stay liquid, efficient, and profitability in the short term. Together, they balance short-term stability with long-term growth, crucial for both personal finance and business success. And that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.